Wacom MovinkPad Pro14 is a tablet without a camera a deal breaker for drawing, or is it not that big of a deal? This topic sparked quite a bit of debate in my previous video, where I shared my first impressions. You can check that video out by clicking up here or through the link in the description. I've been using this device for a month now, and in this video I want to show you my take on not having a camera affects the design, ergonomics and workflow. But before we move on, I want to point out that the Wacom MovinkPad Pro14 is different from a normal tablet. Basically, it's a tablet aimed at a very specific niche: illustration, drawing, and even 3D modeling. It's not like an iPad Pro or Samsung Galaxy Tab that targets a much broader audience. I am emphasizing this just as I did in the last video, because you can't really compare them across the board. For instance, an iPad could win in almost every category, except for the drawing experience, where I think this tablet beats them all, but I go much deeper into that in the previous video. Moving on to the main point, let's see how the lack of camera affects design and ergonomics. Basically, it makes the tablet feel lighter, more balanced, and a bit more comfortable since the back is completely clean. Physically, this lets you lay it flat on any surface and it stays perfectly stable without needing a case or cover. Plus, it has this rubber fit on the corners that really improve the grip. The iPad, for example, won't lay flat or stay stable unless you put a case on it, because the camera bumps out from the back. This is not life-changing and it won't flip your workflow upside down, but it's a subtle difference in ergonomics and aesthetics. Personally, I love the minimalism and having that clean back. In a moment, I will show you how that affects functionality. As an idea to include a camera, it would have been nice to have a simple camera like the Google Pixel 9 that could sit flush below the grips and keep that clean, flat look. By the way, I have left a link to my IDGaming shop in the description, where you can buy Mousepads featuring my illustrations. They are high-definition gaming quality pads, available in various sizes, from the standard small ones to large formats like this or even bigger. It's a great way to support the channel, a cool gift idea, or just if you want to add some color to your desk. Alright, so how does not having a camera affects the workflow? In my case, I have only used the iPad Pro camera to snap photos of sketches every now and then, since I usually sketch digitally from the start. In fact, I also have an iPad mini for sketching and notes, and I've never used its camera either. When it comes to the Movinkpad, uploading a photo of a physical sketch is pretty straightforward. I have my Google Photos gallery here, but you can use any app that syncs files. I snap the sketch with my phone. Since both devices are on Android, the synchronization with Google Photos is instant. I just reopen the Google Photos app on the Movinkpad and the sketch pops up immediately. Now I just download it to the device and it's ready to load into any drawing app. I'm using Krita for this example. I create a new document, go to the layer, import export, then import and select import as a paint layer. My files open up and there is the image. With Krita it's a slightly longer process, but with Infinite Painter or High Paint, the import is more direct. Clearly, this is less snappy than taking a photo directly with a built-in camera. But since I only photograph sketches very occasionally, the camera is not a deciding factor for me. What matters way more is the pure drawing experience, because that's where I spend most of my hours, and in that sense, in the drawing experience, it's the best. So for me, that tiny extra step is worth it when I need to load a photo. The choice between an iPad Pro and this Movinkpad is something you should weigh up based on your own workflow. If you need more versatility or work with a lot of your own reference photos, a built-in camera definitely makes things easier. But keep in mind that an iPad Pro is more expensive, and as I said in my impressions video, if you're looking for the best drawing feel, Wacom totally blows the iPad out of the water. To me, it's the almost perfect device for drawing and illustration. Check out my previous video for a deeper dive into why I think so. So for me, the lack of camera isn't a deal breaker. But of course, I love to hear your thoughts. Would you miss it? And what's your workflow? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear other opinions. Thanks for watching, thank you for your support, and see you in the next video. Bye!